Tomorrow marks the 25th anniversary of the Associated Churches teaming with the letter carriers on a food drive that's called Stamp Out Hunger. Great name. Here with more are Jim Davis of the local National Association of Letter Carriers 116 and Katie Campbell from Associated Churches. And who wants to explain what this is all about?
Actually, we started in 1992 with the pilot program, and since 1993, we've collected food for food pantries and local food banks around the country. And this is our 25th year of doing so. And so I'm here today with Katie from the Associated Churches to help explain how she distributes that food, and that's what we do.
I think it's a great thing, and whoever thought it up is to be applauded, because it's so easy for any of us to do this. You know, you just walk out to the, you just walk out to the mailbox basically, right?
Yeah, anyone can participate in it. It's real easy. Fill your bag, put it out by your mailbox, and the postal carrier will bring it to our food bank, and we'll distribute it within the 26 food pantries that are around Allen County. So,
how hard is it as a letter carrier that day? I just think the planning of this just is one of those things that I'm always impressed with, because those trucks don't look that big.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, again, I started, with the very first drive we had, and it's just a labor of love. It's not that much more difficult, and again, we work in the community. We want to give back to the community, and the outpouring of support we've had from the community for this food drive has been overwhelming. So it's just a labor of love.
Yeah. Does it take you longer that day then to complete the route?
Not much more, actually. Yeah. It's.
Now we see all this, and this is like kind of my situation, as I'm living in the suburbs. But even those men and women that are walking their route, they still gather all this food.
They do.
Wow.
And we've created a network. We have so many volunteers, especially from the Associated Churches, to help us collect that food. So it's not just carriers out there. There are members of the community who volunteer their time to help us collect that food.
So I saw the box of stuffing there. Maybe a better idea. It's a little lighter than the jar of whatever, the cans. But all of it, right? Perishable?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is there
Absolutely.
a favorite, something that really seems to...
I know non-perishables we're really asking for, but anything really. I mean, it's donated locally and it stays locally.
And it stays locally.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So there's a number of reasons, though, that the Associated Churches needs to do this. What are the shelves like now? Are we doing okay? And we always obviously need more.
I mean, hunger is always around.
Right.
Hunger is something we always fight. So that's why we're so thankful for the partnership with the letter carriers, because they bring in a lot of food. They're our biggest source for the donations. So if you look at Allen County by itself, there's the 15% that are in poverty, that live in poverty. But then there's also the 24% that are part of the ALICE household, which is simply asset limited, income constrained, employed. People are employed, but
Right.
people are still struggling.
Right.
So Associated Churches comes and tries to meet the gap with an emergency food supply. I mean, because they're debating if they can pay for their kids' clothing or their food, or I mean, the need is there. And that's why we're so thankful for the partnership and the community to donate food, put it out by your mailbox. I mean, it's going to your neighbor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fantastic program. So it is Saturday, although you said there's always some stragglers usually as well.
Yeah, it's always the second Saturday in May, but we'll still collect food into next week. So if there's any food out there, we'll get it.
All right. We want to answer the question about if you need help, maybe how to get in touch with the Associated Churches. But if you want to help, Stamp Out Hunger tomorrow. You can just leave some food out. We'll be right back on Insight.